Good morning, Montana. I'm Rachel Osley. In below freezing temperatures, winter can be deadly if this is your home. There are a number of doors where you can just open it and walk right in. Pink Gloves is about more than just a great workout. It's about mind, body, and soul.
It's only going to hurt for a minute, I promise.
If you have commitment issues like me, you can always get a henna tattoo. If you don't play by the rules, you could end up in here. You turn your back for 2 seconds and your child is in life-threatening danger. That's what happened here last night when 2-year-old Justice Skunkcap took a tumble out a second-story window.
Anybody who wants to get into childcare, it's not as easy as one would think.
From how much space your facility needs to the ratio of children to teachers, there's an extensive set of childcare rules and regulations to follow.
Licensing regulations are strict, and quality childcare centers, quality daycare homes follow those rules and regulations.
Daycare centers and daycares operated out of homes are very different, but since they're both in the business of caring for children, there are regulations they both must meet.
Licensing rules can only set up the basics. It's up to a good quality provider to go above and beyond that.
Employees at a center are required to do a minimum of 8 hours of training per year, but daycare facilities like St. Thomas Child and Family Center require 23 hours a year. All daycare employees are required to complete yearly background checks.
You receive a background check. Everybody in your home receives a background check.
Was that the stopping point, that you run a criminal background check and you can breathe a sigh of relief and everything's good? No.
Criminal background checks are a great tool, but they are not the answer.
When you interview an employee, you can't interview for their mood or their temperament or personality.
And children can test your patience.
Lack of sharing, and kids just fight over everything and anything.
You have to have coping mechanisms. It's a stressful job. Childcare has been said to be the second highest burnout profession.
Usually the best first approach is to talk the child through a conflict.
You got to understand that they're kids. They don't have the same thinking that I do.
If that doesn't work, stepping away from the situation may be the safest option.
Redirection is just taking a child from the situation and then putting them in a different situation.
They're not going to be hurt if they cry.
Ultimately, it's deciding inside that these kids are important and that I need to put my feelings aside to help them.
These tools are put into place in hopes to create a safe and nurturing environment, but ultimately it can come down to parents reporting infractions to the state.
It is up to the parents to shut down these child care centers that are not quality.
To do your research, most of what you need is online. There is detailed provider information, including license violations for each provider on the DHHS website. For example, if you look up Chickadees, where the most recent alleged case of child abuse occurred, you'll find a number of complaint investigation reports where a variety of infractions are listed. So please do your homework when selecting a child care provider. Live in the ABC5 studio, I'm Rachel Osley. Many Montanan farmers take over an established family farm, but what if you had to start from scratch? Jacob and his wife Courtney left their rural Montana communities after high school to find themselves.
I had no designs on ever becoming a farmer or ever marrying a farmer.
But what they learned was everything they wanted was right there the whole time.
What we need to be doing is we need to be farming and we need to move home.
We grow vegetables, certified organic vegetables, raise heritage turkeys, and we grow specialty grains and seeds.
Courtney had already given up the family farm and agriculture was new to Jacob. But when they discovered this was the life they wanted, nothing could stop them.
I grew up on a farm and it was the most magical place in the world to grow up, and as I got older and started thinking about having kids, I realized that that was the kind of life that I wanted to give my children.
Some of the advantages to an agriculture lifestyle are answering to no one other than Mother Nature and working around seasons as opposed to clocks.
It is empowering because we make all our own decisions and we don't really have to answer to a boss or anybody else.
They both wanted to do something that made a difference in the world.
Doing something that feels worthwhile, like we're providing an essential need for people.
But starting a farm from scratch is no easy task.
The three biggest challenges, I think, for any beginning farmer is, of course, access to land, access to capital, and access to equipment and to skills.
On the other hand, starting your own farm means you are your own boss and do not have to negotiate decisions with a host of family members.
It's difficult to work within a family dynamic. it's difficult enough to work within a family dynamic just of our immediate family here.
Luckily, Jacob and Courtney weren't complete novices.
I understand what it takes to grow things just because I was around that my whole childhood.
The experience just comes through doing it, so once we got started, we've learned a little bit more each year.
And maybe one day this will become a family farm if their daughter chooses to follow in their footsteps.
She's involved in everything that we're doing.
She helps clean the chicken coop, and she helps out here and there when she can.
Prairie Heritage Farm is doing great. They're hoping to expand by planting an orchard in the spring and adding a couple more animals like hogs and sheep. In Power, Rachel Osley, ABC 5.
I came here for my dad. He was a really big part of my life. When I lost him, I was just heartbroken. I was defeated. It is a really safe place for kids and grieving. If you've just lost your loved one, you need people to support you and help you know how to grieve.
At Camp Francis, we cry harder and laugh harder.
All of the activities that we do are truly designed to help guide them through their journey of grief.
We all understand what they're going through because we have lost people. And with your friends, sometimes they don't know what you're going through.
Today is completely dedicated towards celebrating life and learning about how we can continue to honor the presence of our loved one, even though they're not with us here anymore physically. It's just a way to signify not only letting go of some of that hard grief and truly investing in celebrating life, but also a way just to remember what brought all of us here together.
Bye.
Carol was a visionary, and she had such passion and such a spirit for what she did that when I look at this camp, it's impossible not to be inspired by her.
She started this camp, and I would have been in a really different place if it wasn't for this.
Eagle Mount presented its second annual demo days at Big Sky Ski Resort. DNA evidence puts another person behind bars years after the crime occurred. A Lolo teen accused of posting threatening messages to shoot up a Wyoming school on Facebook pleaded guilty today. All weekend long, Great Falls firefighters have been playing the role of Santa Claus. Food and family are staples of the holiday season, and for years, one group has strived to provide both for the Great Falls community. Good morning, Montana. I'm Rachel Osley. It's opening weekend for the Montana State Fair, and with this fantastic weather, attendance is looking good. Jaleel St. Nick is definitely making his rounds around town a little early this year. The locally founded nonprofit My Neighbor in Need has yet another milestone to celebrate. Well, that'll do it for us tonight on ABC 5. Make sure you come back at 5, 6, and 10 tomorrow. Have a great night.